Welcome to Module 3, Utilizing Gender Sensitive Findings. In this crucial segment, we embark on the journey of understanding and applying techniques for analyzing gender sensitive findings. The core of gender sensitive analysis lies in its nuanced approach. It includes looking at the data as well as diving deep into how different gender groups are uniquely impacted by various policies or programs. This form of analysis is pivotal in ensuring that the insights we gain are both comprehensive and reflective of diverse experiences. In this module, we will explore a range of analytical techniques, each serving a distinct purpose, from qualitative and quantitative analysis that allows us to understand the breadth and depth of data, to comparative analysis that helps us identify disparities between different gender groups. Furthermore, we will delve into intersectional analysis, a crucial technique that acknowledges how different aspects of identity, like race, socioeconomic status, and gender, interconnect and influence individuals' experiences. Understanding the differential impacts on various gender groups is not just an exercise in data analysis. It's a step towards formulating recommendations that are truly inclusive and effective. It helps us move beyond one size fits all solutions to develop strategies that address the specific needs and challenges of each gender group. This segment is designed to equip you with the tools and understanding necessary to conduct thorough and insightful gender sensitive evaluations. As we progress, keep in mind that the goal is to use these findings to inform policies and programs that are equitable and responsive to the needs of all gender groups. So, let's dive into these techniques and uncover the layers of understanding that they bring to our evaluations. As we proceed to unpack the methodologies in gender sensitive analysis, it's essential to recognize and apply specific techniques that cater to the nuances of gender dynamics. These techniques are instrumental in providing us with a rich and detailed understanding of our data, ensuring that our analysis is both comprehensive and sensitive to gender variations. So let's start with comparative analysis. This technique is about more than just comparing numbers. It's about understanding the stories behind the data. By comparing data across different gender groups, we can identify inequities and disparities. For instance, in a healthcare program, comparative analysis might reveal that women are less likely to access certain services compared to men, prompting further investigation into the causes and potential solutions. We will explore that a little again in the slide coming up. Moving on to thematic analysis. This technique allows us to delve into the qualitative aspects of our data. It helps us identify common themes and patterns that emerge, especially those pertaining to gender issues. For instance, thematic analysis might uncover recurring themes of gender based barriers in education or employment, providing critical insights for policy adjustments. Finally, we have intersectional analysis, a crucial lens in gender sensitive analysis. This approach acknowledges that individuals' experiences are shaped by multiple intersecting factors, not by gender alone. It considers how race, age, socioeconomic status, and other factors intersect with gender, affecting individuals' experiences and outcomes. For instance, intersectional analysis could reveal how gender and socioeconomic status together influence access to economic opportunities. By employing these techniques, and they are comparative, thematic, and intersectional analysis, we ensure a well rounded and deep understanding of the data from a gender perspective. This comprehensive approach is key to identifying and addressing gender specific needs and challenges effectively. Now we will proceed in digging deeper into each one of these analyses. We'll start with comparative analysis. In our first detailed technique for gender sensitive analysis, we explore the comparative analysis technique. This technique involves examining and comparing data across different gender groups. The goal here is to identify disparities that might exist between or amongst genders. For instance, when evaluating a healthcare program, we might compare access to services among men, women, and non binary individuals. This comparison can reveal significant differences in service utilization, pointing us towards areas that require more targeted interventions. By applying comparative analysis, we gain a clearer understanding of where and how our policies are impacting different gender groups unevenly. Adding on to what we just discussed, this bar chart serves to illustrate potential differences in the same healthcare service utilization, and it shows you among different gender groups. The variation in utilization rates can be a starting point for further investigation into why these disparities exist and what can be done to address them. In this bar chart, we can see that men, 60% men, the rate indicates that 60% of men have accessed healthcare services within the specified period, whereas 75% of the men, a greater proportion of women, 75%, have accessed healthcare services. And again, we compare to the non binary gender group, the lowest among the three. This rate indicates that only 50% of non binary individuals have accessed healthcare services in the same period. As we move forward to explore another key technique in gender sensitive evaluation, we turn our attention to thematic analysis. This method is particularly valuable when working with qualitative data. It revolves around identifying and interpreting recurring themes and patterns that emerge, especially those that pertain to gender related issues. Thematic analysis plays a crucial role in deciphering the nuanced, often complex experiences and challenges faced by different gender groups. For example, consider a scenario where we're evaluating a workplace program. Through thematic analysis of employee feedback and narratives, we could identify consistent themes pointing to gender based barriers. These might include unequal growth opportunities, biases in recruitment and promotion processes, or even subtler forms of discrimination. These insights gleaned from thematic analysis are invaluable. They don't just highlight the problems, they also shed light on the lived experiences of individuals, making the data more relatable and compelling. Such insights are instrumental in guiding policy reforms and improvements in program design. They help us address systemic issues that might not be immediately apparent in quantitative data alone. In essence, thematic analysis allows us to give voice to those experiences that are often overlooked or generalized in more traditional forms of data analysis. It ensures that the diverse experiences and challenges of all gender groups are acknowledged, understood, and addressed. This method, therefore, is integral in creating policies that are truly inclusive and responsive to the needs of all individuals. Here's an infographic illustrating the process of thematic analysis, specifically in the context of gender sensitive evaluation. The infographic consists of three key stages. Data collection. This is the first stage where qualitative data is gathered. This could be in the form of interviews, surveys, focus groups, discussions, or any form of narrative data. The focus is on collecting rich, detailed information that provides insight into the experiences and perspectives of different gender groups. You will be familiar with data collection since we dealt with that in Module 2 and Module 1. Theme identification. In this stage, the collected data is meticulously analyzed to identify recurring themes and patterns. This involves sifting through the data, categorizing similar ideas, and pinpointing key themes that are relevant to gender issues. It's a process of synthesizing qualitative data to uncover underlying patterns. The final stage involves interpreting the identified themes to understand what they reveal about gender dynamics and experiences within the evaluated context. This stage turns the themes and patterns into meaningful insights, which can inform policy decisions, program improvement, and further research. Our final technique in gender sensitive analysis is intersectional analysis. This approach goes beyond looking at gender in isolation and considers how other factors such as race, age, and socioeconomic status intersect with gender to impact experiences and outcomes. Intersectional analysis is crucial for understanding the complex, layered experiences of individuals who belong to multiple marginalized groups. For example, in an educational setting, this analysis could explore how gender and socioeconomic status together influence a student's educational attainment and opportunities. By employing intersectional analysis, we ensure that our evaluations are not only gender sensitive, but also holistically inclusive, recognizing the diverse realities of the individuals impacted by our policies. This diagram visually represents the intersection of four key factors: gender, socioeconomic status, race, and age. Each circle in the Venn diagram represents one of these factors, with the overlapping areas indicating where these factors intersect, contributing to a person's unique experiences and challenges. The center of the diagram, where all four circles intersect, is labeled intersectional experiences. This area symbolizes the complex interplay of, of all four factors, highlighting that individuals often experience a combination of these factors simultaneously, which can significantly influence their opportunities, their experiences, and of course, their challenges. As we delve into the policy implications of gender sensitive findings, it's essential to recognize the pivotal role these insights play in shaping effective and equitable policy making. The analysis we conduct and the findings we uncover are not just academic exercises, they have real world implications that can significantly impact the lives of different gender groups. Our findings should be a driving force in informing policy making. This involves using the data and insights gathered from our gender sensitive analysis to shape and refine existing policies. For instance, if our findings indicate a gender gap in access to education, this insight should catalyze policy adjustments aimed at bridging the gap. Addressing gender gaps is a critical aspect of this process. It's about identifying where the disparities lie and taking concrete steps to close these gaps. This might involve introducing targeted initiatives or reallocating resources to ensure that the needs of all gender groups are met. For instance, if a certain gender group is underrepresented in a government employment program, our policies might need to be adjusted to encourage and facilitate greater participation from this group. Finally, promoting equity is at the heart of these policy implications. Our aim should be to develop initiatives that ensure equitable outcomes for men, women, non binary individuals, and other gender expansive groups. This is not just about equal treatment, but about recognizing and addressing the unique challenges and barriers faced by different gender groups. To conclude, understanding and acting upon the policy implications of gender sensitive findings is crucial. It's about taking the insights we gain from our analysis and translating them into actionable policies that promote fairness and equality. This process is integral to ensuring that our policies are effective, just, and inclusive of all gender groups. Here is a flowchart illustrating the process from findings to policy implementation in gender sensitive evaluations. The flowchart begins with findings representing the initial gender sensitive findings from the evaluation. These findings lead to the next step. We identify gender gaps where disparities and inequities between different gender groups are identified. Following this, we have a policy adjustment, which represents the stage where policies are revised or developed based on the identified gender gaps. The next step is implementation, where these adjusted policies are put into action. Finally, the process aims to achieve equitable outcomes, ensuring that the policies results are fair and inclusive and benefit all gender groups. This is a moment where we can take a break. I would ask of you to reflect on the words on this slide before we move on to the next section in this module. As we shift our focus to the vital aspect of reporting in gender sensitive evaluations, the emphasis is squarely on effective communication. The way we convey our findings is just as important as the findings themselves. Reports should be crafted with a keen eye for clarity. This means presenting our findings in a straightforward, jargon free manner that is easily comprehensible to a broad audience, including those who may not have a technical background. Equally important is the inclusivity of our language. Our choice of words should reflect respect and consideration for all gender groups. This involves avoiding stereotypes and generalizations and using terms that are inclusive and sensitive to the diverse experiences of different gender groups. A critical component of these reports is the highlighting of key disparities identified during the analysis. It's not enough to simply state these disparities. We must bring them to the forefront, ensuring that they are clearly understood. Alongside these disparities, our report should include clear and actionable recommendations. These recommendations should offer practical steps for addressing the issues uncovered in our analysis, providing a roadmap for policymakers and program implementers to enact meaningful change. Overall, effective communication of gender sensitive findings involves clarity, inclusivity, and a strong focus on key insights and actionable recommendations. By adhering to these principles, We ensure that our findings are understood and also have the potential to drive impactful, positive change in the public sector. As we continue to explore the key elements of creating impactful gender sensitive reports, it's important to remember that the presentation of our findings is just as critical as the findings themselves. Effective reporting can significantly influence how these findings are received and acted upon. One powerful tool in our arsenal is the use of visuals. Graphs, charts, and infographics can turn complex data into clear, understandable, and engaging information. These visuals not only help in illustrating the findings, but also in making them more memorable. Another essential aspect is the focus on actionable insights. Our report should not just highlight the issues, but also provide clear recommendations on what can be done to address these disparities. This involves moving beyond the mere presentation of data to offering practical, concrete steps that policymakers and practitioners can take to make positive changes based on our findings. Finally, accessibility is key. Our report should be designed to be easily understood by a broad audience, not just those with technical expertise. This means using clear, straightforward language and a format that is reader friendly. We should aim to create reports that are as inclusive as their language and presentation as they are in their content. By focusing on these aspects, effective use of visuals, actionable insights, and accessibility, we can ensure that our gender sensitive reports are not only informative but also impactful. They become valuable tools in the hands of decision makers, capable of driving real and meaningful change in the public sector. As we conclude Module 3, utilizing gender sensitive findings, let's take a moment just to reflect on the key insights and skills we've developed through this module. We began by diving into the techniques of analyzing gender sensitive findings, where we explored the importance of comparative, thematic, and intersectional analysis. These methods are crucial for uncovering not just the obvious disparities, but also the more nuanced and complex realities that different gender groups face. Moving on to the aspect of reporting these findings, we emphasize the importance of clarity in communication, the effective use of visuals, and the need to focus on actionable insights. These elements are key to creating impactful reports that both convey findings and also guide policy improvements. Finally, finally, I'll take you to what we'll call the practical application workshop. It's provided as a resource in this module. The practical application workshop provides an opportunity for you to apply these concepts in a real world context. It's an hands on approach that solidifies your understanding and prepares you for applying these skills in your professional settings. It highlights the importance of putting theory into practice, ensuring that the knowledge gained from this course translates into tangible skills. As we wrap up this module, remember that the journey of learning and applying gender sensitive evaluation techniques is ongoing. The skills and insights you've gained here are just the beginning. I encourage you to continue applying these concepts and techniques in your work, contributing to more inclusive, effective, and equitable policies, programs, and evaluations. Congratulations on successfully completing this foundational course on gender sensitive evaluation. Your commitment and effort throughout this learning journey have been truly commendable. As we move forward, I'm excited to share that your journey in this field does not have to end there. For those of you seeking to delve deeper and expand your expertise, we offer an advanced version of this course. The advanced course builds upon the concepts you've learned here and introduces more complex topics and practical applications. I would also like to encourage you to continue your learning journey through the additional reading materials and videos provided. These resources are designed to complement the knowledge you've gained and offer broader insights into the field of gender sensitive evaluation. Looking ahead, the next immediate step is the final assessment or the practical workshop that I spoke about before. This assessment is crucial for reinforcing your understanding and applying the skills you've learned. Upon successful completion, you will receive a certificate marking not only your achievement in this course, but also your readiness to implement these vital skills in real world scenarios. The certificate you'll earn and the possibility of advancing to the next level of this course represent not just an academic achievement. They symbolize your growing capability to contribute to more equitable, inclusive, and effective practices in your professional sphere. Whether you choose to continue with the advanced course or apply what you've learned in your current role, your journey towards making a significant impact in gender sensitive evaluation continues. Thank you for your dedication and hard work. I look forward to seeing the positive changes you will bring in your respective fields. Congratulations again, and best wishes to you to continue to learn, grow, and make a difference. Thank you.